Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors, your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. I'm glad you're here this morning. Got a great show lined up, and let's get started with our weather brought to us by Haney Technical Center at the corner of Baldwin and Highway 7 and 7. All kind of programs up there. If you're interested in furthering your career or education, run check them out. High today, 81. Low is going to be 70, and the water temperature is hanging around 74 degrees. Really good shape of the water temperature. All this rain, though, has got things a little messed up in the base system, but just be patient. It's going to clear out pretty soon. Today's about an 80% chance of rain. Let's take a look at our river readings. Surprisingly, the Apalachicola River over Bluntstown has not gone up. If you looked at the radar, all this rain has sort of stayed in the southern part of Georgia and northern part of Florida, so they hadn't got a lot of rain up in north Georgia. So it's reading this morning at a 7.6, and for the weekend, looks like it's going to hang around there. On the other hand, at Choctawhatchee at Caryville, it's up there. We expected this. Just around 8.3 right now. It's going to hit 10 by Friday night, be around 10, 11 foot. So just be ready. A lot of times, though, people like to fish with water out in the woods, so you can push yourself up in there in a smaller boat and really do some serious fishing. So it's not all bad when the river's rising. You just don't want to stay out there in the middle of the river. Okay, the tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn Funeral Home and Cemetery. These tide charts are available at C&G Sporting Goods. We're looking at today is April the 15th, deadline for all of our taxes. Now, we're hitting neap tides. We got a low tide at 3:38 and a high tide at 10:59. In fact, we actually have double tide today. So the next 4 days will be these neap tides. So be aware of that and a lot of tidal movement. Marine forecast will be southeast at 5 to 10. So be careful if some of those thunderstorms be embedded in some of those cloud covers. Just be careful out there if you do go outdoors today. Let's take our break. We'll be right back with our special guest. All right, welcome back, and welcome to one of our favorite sponsors, Ronnie Groom.
Good morning. Good to see you, buddy.
Good to have you, and how's everything been?
Everything's going good. If it just rains, it'll slow down a little bit.
I'm telling you. Look, we finished up the Big Buck contest.
Right,
and
we got it done.
Another exciting year, and it's just really neat to have a sporting goods store to sponsor this year after year, and everybody gets excited about it.
Oh yeah, we have people that really get serious about this, trying to get the biggest one.
All right, well let's show the winner. Talk about the winner right here. All right, what do you got here?
Okay, this is Neil McKenzie, and this deer came up from the northern part of the county up here, I think, up even close to Mariana, I believe. Real fine deer, and he's a real ardent deer hunter. He goes out to Texas and he hunts here. But this just shows you we can grow some good deer around here.
Yeah, that's not a behind the fence buck or anything like that. That's just a big buck right here. All right, there's a little second place one we got on another size here. We'll get Jeff time to get those cameras adjusted, but it's about a second place winner.
Yeah, and that's Mike Obert. He's won in the past. He's won some in our deer.
I remember that. Yeah.
He killed some good deer. He's a good hunter. We got some really good hunters around here.
How big were these?
10 most of them are 10 points. 8 or 10s. That's what it takes to win usually.
So you weighed them. Y'all let's see.
There you go.
So you scored the antlers yourself?
Yeah, we score the antlers. We just use the antlers. We used to weigh them, but that got to be a job, and just easier just to score by the horns. That's what everybody counts anyway.
This is our third place one right here.
It's Scott Whitehurst. That's another fine deer, and I think he came up in the northern part of the county. So we get some really good deer around here. That's a good thing.
All right. And what did the winner win?
First place was a, let me look here. First place was...
That's a turkey one there. So.
Okay, here we go.
Place? A buck mount. Got a free head mount.
He got a free head mount.
That's nice.
By Phil out there at Critter Creations,
Uh-huh.
We have a couple taxidermists, but we let them pick the one they want, to get it mounted. And the rest of them get gift certificates at C&G.
Okay. All right, but now let's go from deer to turkey. So.
Right.
So what's going on right now with turkeys?
This is our first year, in a turkey contest. And it's new to us, but we got Tim Owens, the taxidermist, does a free turkey mount. And you know, a turkey mount is really a prize, but it takes a really good taxidermist to do a turkey mount.
That's a specialized.
That's right,
yeah.
and that's all he does. Tim just does. He just does turkeys and ducks and things like that, just birds. He sort of works in cahoots out there with Phil, and does a really good job.
Good deal. Do you have one there? You got a picture of one?
Yeah.
This
one is
Mike Goodwin.
Mike Goodwin. He's first place.
Let's see.
He got a real.
That's a big turkey right there.
That's a big turkey.
That really is. Wow.
And this right here, this is last year. Caitlin Rogers is my brother-in-law's daughter.
Okay.
And that's a really fine bird. And that's last year. Now here's a picture this year. You look at the difference in the turkey.
Same girl. This is up there probably in Calhoun County?
Yeah. It's over on North Bay County up there somewhere, Calhoun County.
That's nice.
And that's a real fine bird. You know, she goes to school out there where you
I
are.
see her. She's always walking down the hallway. Got a big old smile on her face.
Smart as a whip. She's a good hunter. She kills a deer and a turkey every year.
And enjoys it.
It's good to see these youngsters, you know.
And
you know, your granddaughter killed that one.
We're going to talk about that in a minute. Yeah,
okay.
We are.
Okay, good enough. And here's a.
All right, one more. Yeah, Caitlin's on the golf team up there too.
All right. That's Carl Hellett. He came in right now. He's in third place. And so I'm glad to get this turkey hunting going. It's really getting more and more popular, and I'm just really excited that all these youngsters are getting into it.
Well, once they get out there, they really get hooked on it.
Right. And there's so many of these women and young girls. That's just what excites me, that people realize that, you know, to get out there this time of year, you know, the woods are beautiful, everything's blooming, and turkeys are gobbling, and it's just a pleasure to get out there with these youngsters. I know Walter takes his daughters out there.
We got a story on that. I'll tell you what, we'll take this break. We'll come back and tell a story on you're usually going to love on with young people out hunting and all. You enjoy this story. So let's take this break. We'll be right back with Ronnie. Now, welcome back. It's Ronnie Groom from C&G Sporting Goods. Got some more names to add to our draw. Remember, you can enter any time of the year. We draw every Friday morning for seafood from Tarpon Rock Seafood, and on occasion we'll have different prizes throughout the year. And this fall, we're going to have a big fall sweepstakes celebrating Panhandle Outdoors 2000th show. So we're really excited about that. We're going to give away, that week, we're going to give away $2,000 worth of stuff to celebrate 2000 shows. So we've already started collecting stuff. So here we go, adding the name Terry Nichols, Lynn Haven, Russ Nichols, Lynn Haven, Michael Sherrill from Port St. Joe, and Ben Sherrill from Port St. Joe. All the good folks, good outdoorsmen. Appreciate y'all watching Panhandle Outdoors. And Ronnie, you've been around the woods and water all your life and all. And sometimes luck just fits in, don't it?
Yeah, a lot of times.
A lot of times. I'll give you a quick story. I don't want to belabor the point. Okay, my grandchildren, y'all all know Whitney Woodruff. She does that casting call show, and she's been on the show here. And a lot of y'all know her, and it's so complimentary when a lot of y'all see me about watching the show. I had a guy tell me the other day that he only watches 3 TV shows. He mentioned some on the Outdoor Channel. And the second one was Cast and Call. The third one was Panhandle Outdoors. That's all he watches.
I had a man in the store yesterday. We talked about a half hour about hunting and fishing. And we talked about your show. And he says, every morning I get my coffee, then I watch Panhandle Outdoors.
We appreciate it. We enjoy bringing it to you. But real quick, okay, Whitney's the oldest and 2 years younger is Ashley. And Ashley is not an avid outdoorsman. She loves going, but she doesn't get to go much. But so Walter took, this year they've taken Whitney up to Tennessee looking for a turkey. Been to Alabama a couple of times looking for big gobbler. Been to here in this area numerous times with Ken Paramore and some other people who are really good turkey hunters. Still hadn't pulled a trigger. Been down around Ocala a couple of weeks ago for the Osceola turkey. And she's seen several big gobblers, just hadn't had a shot. So been all kind of places. Sunday morning, Walter got Ashley up at 4:15. Okay, they went up the road. We live in Southport. They went up the road about eight miles and got on a stand with Michael Harris on Michael's lease and right up Highway 77. and they got all. There were 4 different hunters. They got all in position, and Walter and Ashley was on a dirt road. And to make a long story short, at daybreak, Walter made a little call, and this big old gobbler flew down from a pine tree in the roost and flew down in the road in front of them, and strutted a little bit. And Ashley got one shot and took it and dropped a big old gobbler.
With a 20 gauge.
With a 20 gauge. Now, they came by and showed you.
Yeah, she entered in our contest, and Lord, I'm just so proud to see all these young kids and people like Walter that take these kids out. You know, I have more fun taking my kids and grandkids than I ever had going by myself.
I know it, and we got a picture of it right here. Take a look at this picture. Now, that's a big gobbler. They've got it on video. They'll have it on the show in a week or two, but that was a big gobbler. You saw it? You say?
Oh, yeah, he's in our contest. She's in second place.
She's in second place now.
Yeah.
So she's hunted one time. Now, this is where luck comes in. She's hunted one time. Her sister hunted all over the southeast and hadn't pulled a trigger. She hunted one time.
And did it.
About 8 miles from the house in the first 15 minutes of the hunt. That's luck. That'd be in a good place. So and another thing too, Walter didn't do. He did a good job of not over calling.
Yeah.
Turkey. You know, you've talked about that and calling.
Yeah, that's
turkeys.
important. You know, there's a time to call and there's a time to shut up.
That's true. All right. So anyway, like Ronnie said, we preach all the time about taking these young people and all. Now, let's talk about. You brought some stuff to show the folks. Let's get into that.
Yeah, one thing I got right here is made by crayon. It's what we really call a frogging light. You could use it for anything. You could, use it. Fits on your head. It's very powerful, and I was really impressed with it. It's just really a nice light, and you could use it for anything, camping, anything.
Though, you can't say enough about having something like that.
Yeah.
If you're outdoors at night.
This fits on your head. It has a strap on your head, and we got 2 models. One's rechargeable, and one you just put batteries in. But a light is just so valuable. You could clean animals at night with it.
I know
whatever.
Especially we got flounder season coming up, and
Yeah.
you try to find something in your boat. I'm gonna come down and get one of those.
Okay.
I'm serious. I'm gonna.
And this is just what we call a floundering light. We sell an awful lot of these Starfires.
Mm-hmm.
This light has to be submerged under the water. In fact, you have to turn it off before you take it out.
Okay.
But we sell lots of these things to people that flounder, and we have some good floundering around here. There's a lot of stuff you can legally do at night.
Yeah. Legally, you can do it now.
Legally, yeah. We want to stress that.
And I've been getting some good reports on flounder already. I've had a couple of guys.
It's getting time.
Yeah.
So, and that bay is beautiful. I used to go out there at night and flounder, and we used to gig mullet at night out there, and the bay's beautiful, and you'd be amazed what you can see out there with the light looking down in the water.
Yeah, remember the old early lights people used? Those bulbs and everything.
Oh yeah, that was kind of crude back then.
Well, it's crude, and the technology has gotten so good and all. You can really light up underwater now.
Yeah, these lights are so bright. They say you can see a frog with this light here at 150 yards.
Is that right?
Yeah, his eyes will shine up.
All right. You got what else? You got that blade over there? Is that a bubble blade?
Yeah, it's a bubble blade.
I've heard a lot about a bubble blade.
We sell a lot of these things. They're a good light. A good knife.
Mm-hmm.
Easy to sharpen. It's very sharp. I cut up some chickens for our church one time. I cut up 60 chickens, cut them in half with this bone and all, and it was still sharp when I got through. So it's just a good knife.
Cut up how many chickens?
60.
That's a lot of chicken.
We fry a lot of chicken sometime on Wednesday night. And I brought a little fishing tackle here. This is cobia ling season, and this is an eel. Used to people buy these real eels, but it's a lot easier to handle this plastic type thing, and you can't tell the difference. It works real well. It's a very good bait for ling. And we got the jigs, the big old jigs you use to catch them, and it's a good time of year. I haven't heard a lot about ling yet, but it's time.
We were talking about that. I've talked to several people, and the reports we're getting a little slow this year comparatively speaking to the last couple of years.
I used to do a lot of diving and spearfishing. I remember that the best time of the year was usually around the second week in April.
Mm-hmm.
So we should be getting them in here, but you hear a lot about them. Maybe they're not here. You can't tell about deer and turkey and fish what they're going to do or when they're going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing you can do is just go.
Yeah. Now I've been pompano fishing. I saw the video yesterday, and all pompano is really turning out good this year. Some good pompano fishing.
It seemed like the last few years it's been improving.
It really has.
Which is a good thing.
Yeah, and it's a lot of good reports and a lot of good pictures.
These are pompano jigs. These are easy to use, and pompano fishing is a lot of fun, and we certainly have a lot of good beaches to pompano fishing. And the Spanish are running now, and we carry a big selection of Spanish jigs. This is probably one of the most popular ones right here. It's gotcha. Keep it off the bottom, because that rascal is heavy. It will sink, and you'll hook something if you're not careful.
I was mentioning before the show now, Thursday of next week, we're taking about 75 or 80 Moses seniors out to the pier.
Great.
Spanish mackerel fishing, and most of them are not fishermen. So first of all, we're going to pray for safety that we don't all get hooked, but we're going to take a lot of gotcha plugs out there.
You better take a lot of them, because they're easy to lose because they're so heavy.
Yeah.
But they're so efficient. That's the thing. You can't afford not to use it.
Yeah, we're excited about it.
Yeah.
Okay, let's take a final break, and we'll be right back with Ronnie. All right, welcome back to our final segment of Panhandle Outdoors. Today with Ronnie Groom from C&G Sporting Goods. Let's take a look at our fishing game forecast today, brought to us by Mark Coward of Edgewater Beach Realty. Our time this morning, let's just say from 10 to 12, right before lunch, and this afternoon, well, actually tonight, from 10:25 to 12:25. That's when the fish are going to be jumping in the boat if you get a chance to get out. All right, got a couple more items real quick, and then we're going to talk about some other stuff.
This is a Yeti Cooler. So Yeti makes all this stuff, keeps everything cold, hot, but it's made to take your cans and you put a can of a cold drink or whatever, put it in here, and it keeps it cool or hot.
You had a great idea before we came on the show about putting a can of water in there and keeping it cool, especially on a fishing trip.
Yeah.
Because it's always hard to keep it cool.
And we have the big cups here, the things that really work fine. We just sell a lot of these, and they really do work. There's so many gadgets out now that don't prove out. We were talking about that a while ago, but this is one that works. Yeti does a good job. Yeah, we get bombarded, I know you do, and I see it myself, with all kinds of new ideas and new inventions. With some of them are almost humorous at times. You've told me about some turkey ones with a decoy walking back and forth. I got one in the other day. It's an item that you hook to the front and the back of a deer when time he dies, and it pumps all the blood out of him electrically. Just pumps it out. But the only thing I found out about it was you got to do it within 5 to 10 minutes after you kill them, and that's not feasible or possible. So I'm sending that back. I hadn't heard of them. That's a new one. They use it in stockyards, when they first kill an animal to get the blood out, and that makes it more tender, and it takes the gamey taste out of everything. But it's got to be feasible and usable. I worked as a young person. I worked at a Frost & Moore meat packing plant over in Quincy, and that was an experience. I worked there one summer, and that was an experience. That was enough, wasn't it? Well, they were hanging up the big cows, and they would cut their throat and let them bleed in the big old vat, and those guys would walking around and waiting around in blood all day long. Ooh. And it was cruel, and talking about animal cruelty, whatever, they brought him in off the truck. There'd be one guy, his only job was he had a single shot 22, and he was shooting behind the ear. Yeah. And they'd drop down, and then they'd hang him up upside down and cut him just like that. So that's, getting that blood out, there's a lot of technology. Yeah, science. That makes the meat more tender the quicker you get the animal cleaned. That's true. If you get a deer, turkey, whatever, don't haul it around all day. Get the blood out of that thing. That is true. It's kind of crude, but it's just a fact. Yeah. Now we've got this is April, and in May we have have Mother's Day coming, and then in June we have Father's Day. And that's always, I know, some big days for people shopping and all. Right. Well, and you got all kind of things for them. But I know you're always talking about gift certificates, and that's the best thing that you can get somebody. If you're not sure about what they want or what they need, don't get them a tie or something like that. You give them a gift certificate, or find out exactly what they want. And that's another thing we run into. A lady or a man will come in and say, my husband wants a gun. I say, what kind? Well, I don't know. Just get me a gun. Well, you better get what they want. You can't just guess. Of course, we're really good if, we always take things back and exchange them or money back or whatever. But just be particular what they want. And if you get us a gift certificate, let's say you give them a $50 gift certificate. Well, they can come in and take that $50, add $50 to it, and get them the rod and reel they've been wanting. Yeah.
That's true.
So it's just a good item to get, and we sell a lot of gift certificates, and we really recommend them, and we'll help people too. If you don't know what to buy for your husband or your wife, and you got an idea, you know, what kind of gun do I need, firearm for my wife for self-protection, we can help you. We know what to do and what you need, and we'll help you. And if it doesn't work out, you always exchange it or whatever.
I'm a big proponent of it. I used to not really think much of gift certificates over the years and all. I've become a big proponent of gift. In fact, last week was Walter's birthday, and Gail asked what to get him. I said, run down to C&G, just get him a gift certificate.
Right.
And he just tickled to death with it, because he can now go down and pick out what he wants. And
that's
all.
right. It's
So
just a good thing, and people really appreciate it.
And I don't want to belabor the point, but you've got this sells good down there, doesn't it?
Right. We sell those books now.
And so this has always been a good present for Father's Day. We always preach it. And
that's history right there, and that's stuff that it's just invaluable. And you can read that thing. It's sort of like reading the Bible. Just read it over and over.
I find myself doing that.
I do
still do that, and people tell me they do it all the time.
Right.
Yeah. In fact, we had one of the descendants yesterday on a picture of one of those of Captain George Davis. One thing real quick, did you, this just off the top of my head, I don't have much time. Back, you know, triggerfish used to be a nuisance fish.
Nobody kept them. They threw them away.
And now people kept them so much they got to protect them again.
There's a size limit on them.
I got an email from a guy the other day wanted to know, and I vaguely remember that some people around here would find something they invented something to keep the triggerfish off the line. Did you ever, I can't recall it. Now, if any of you viewers remember, it was like in the 70s, and a guy asked me the question because of all the research I did, but they would, commercial fishermen just didn't want to catch triggerfish, so they had some kind of little contraption that would keep the triggerfish, they couldn't bite it. So, do you remember anything like that?
I don't remember that.
I talked to Scott Lindsay, he didn't remember, so if any of y'all remember, give me a call. I'd like to, this was actually a marine biologist was doing some research on it.
I'll tell you one thing about a triggerfish. You better be careful and don't get your finger around his mouth. He'll bite you.
And
now.
that's
them
something
and
it is.
a sheephead also.
We got to run, Ronnie. Thank you, buddy.
Thank you.
All right. Thank y'all for watching Panhandle Outdoors. Do something good for someone else today, and God bless.
Thanks for joining us for Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors features hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.